Hey guys, this Scripture Marishi does it all, a little bit of everything. This is about some health concerning. We are adults here, and I'm hoping everybody take this with, some kind of respect for each other, because what it says is something that adults, young adults, activities could cause throat cancer. So let's see what it says. It says throat cancer is becoming an epidemic and our sex lives could be behind it. So let's see, what have we been doing lately that would cause throat cancer? The main cause of this cancer is the human papillomavirus, HPV, which are also the main cause of cancer of the cervix. Oropharyngeal cancer has now become more common than cervical cancer in the US and the UK. HPV is sexually transmitted. For oropharyngeal cancer, the main risk factor is the number of lifetime sexual partners, especially oral sex. Those with 6 or more lifetime oral sex partners are 8.5 times more likely to develop oropharyngeal cancer than those who do not practice oral sex. Behavioral trains studies show that oral sex is very prevalent in some countries, and a study that my colleagues and I conducted in almost 1,000 people having tonsillectomy for non-cancer reason in the UK, 80% of adults reported practicing oral sex at some point in their lives. Yet, mercifully, only a small number of those people develop oropharyngeal cancer. Why that is not clear. The prevailing theory is that most of us catch HPV infection in an area. No, it says, sorry. Is that most of us catch HPV infection and are able to clear them completely. However, a small number of people are not able to get rid of the infection, maybe due to defect in the particular aspect of their immune system. So, HPV vaccination of young girls has been implemented in many countries to prevent cervical cancer. There is now increasing, albeit as yet indirect, evidence that it may also be effective in preventing HPV infection in the mouth. There is also some evidence to suggest that boys are also protected by herd immunity in the countries where there is highly vaccine coverage in girls, over 85% taken together. This may hopefully lead in a few decades to the reduction of oropharyngeal cancer. Now, some guys might not want to believe this because they are the one that get the pleasure out of the whole thing. So they're not going to educate themselves on it. They're not going to question the girls, how many, people they've been doing this with, and are they a chance of getting cancer. At the end of the day, it's about your health. It's not about the pleasure of somebody else. It's not being selfish. It's not being disrespectful. It's not like you don't love the person. It's just that certain things can happen because of oral sex. This is well and good from a public health point of view, but only if coverage among girls in high, over 85%, and only if one remain within the covered herb. It does not, however, guarantee protection at an individual level, and especially in this age of international travel. If, for example, someone has sex with someone from a country with low coverage, It certainly does not afford protection in countries where vaccine coverage of girls is low. For example, the US, where only 54.3% of adolescents aged 13 to 15 years had received 2 or 3 HPV vaccination doses in 2020. Boys should have the HPV vaccine too. This has led several countries, including the UK, Australia, and the US, to extend their national recommendations for HPV vaccination to include young boys, called a gender-neutral vaccination policy. Again, if you have young kids, I have young boys. There is more to come to the story. It says, but having a universal vaccination policy does not guarantee coverage. There is significant proportion of some populations who are opposed to HPV, concerning about encouraging promiscuity. Paradoxically, there is some evidence from population studies that possibly in an effort to abstain from penetrative intercourse, young adults may practice oral sex instead, at least initially. The coronavirus pandemic has brought its own challenges too. First, reaching young people at school was not possible for a period of time. Second, there has been an increasing trend in general vaccines hesitancy or anti-vax attitudes in many countries, which may also contribute to a reduction in vaccines update. As always, when dealing with populations and behavior, nothing is simple or straightforward. Not any type of advice. Whenever you get with somebody, whether it's a fling, partner, long-time partner, or because at the end of the day, you can't trust nobody these days. They're out there, they're doing their thing, whether you're married or not. You just can't trust nobody. You have to think about yourself, protect yourself, and it's not about always the pleasure of the man. It's about your health. So before you go do your thing, think about it. Or you're gonna die from throat cancer, or you want this man to be screaming of happiness. It's up to you. Subscribe and let me know how you feel about the whole story. Does oral sex link to throat cancer, or do you think the experts are taking it too far? What's going on? Subscribe. Bye.